What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. Talking some boxing ish with a prediction. Not a breakdown prediction, just a prediction. I didn't give this fight a lot of my energy. Well, I will break down film and do stuff of that nature. I really didn't have the time dealing with some back injury and work and trying to manage all the stuff that I can, and still finding time for family time and other stuff. So this is just gonna be me going off the top. But I've seen both guys fight, so it's really no real reason for me to really overanalyze this fight and really break down film like I do for other fights. And FYI, I may just drop the Jarrett Swift Hurd Erislandy Lara breakdown prediction sometime this week, a week early. So be on the lookout for that as well. That will be a breakdown and a prediction. But you got Joseph Parker traveling to the UK once again. He fought Hughie Fury last time out in the UK to face Anthony Joshua. Now, I think people tend to forget this fight is this week, this Saturday, right before Easter over here in the States. Because of all the talk of Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Dylan White from when, March 4th, when I believe that's when Wilder defeated Luis Ortiz and Eddie Hearn and them ducking and dodging Wilder, all the way down to Dylan White beating Lucas Brown and him trying to be Joshua's bodyguard and protect Joshua, all the way to March 31st to, Joshua and Parker. So, I think this is an okay scrap. It's a solid scrap in my opinion. I'm not high on it because I'm not high on Joseph Parker, but he is 6'4", about 240 something, orthodox, good athlete. He's a good athlete for a heavyweight. He's the youngest heavyweight champion in charge at 26, and he's damn near a great athlete. But he's a really good athlete. I mean, he got good speed. He got some solid pop. Not a lot of pop in my opinion, but at the heavyweight division, when these big guys, they don't take that much. He's a good fighter all around. Good balance, good IQ. He's just a really solid individual in the ring with a lot of flaws. And you look on the other side of the ring, Anthony Joshua, okay fighter. Mostly predicated on using his size. His size intimidates some of his opponents. When you talk about boxing skill, he not that skilled at all. His size is the reason he get by. He has a lot of gaping holes in his game, like a lot of heavyweights do. What the difference is, he got a country behind him, and he's an okay fighter. He's nothing to marvel at, in my opinion, other than his physical size, and that's it. Obviously, you look at a guy like him, his weakness, people say it's chin. But I really don't see it being a big weakness like everybody say it is in Anthony Joshua. Everything they talk about happened in sparring and amateurs, yada yada. Who cares? Klitschko put him down. Klitschko was a heavy puncher. So I don't, take nothing away seeing his chin is soft because he got dropped by Klitschko. And people say he old. But the last thing to go is that power. And if you hear Chris Bird and a few other people talk about Vladimir Klitschko's power, it's godly, it's worldly, and Anthony Joshua shook that off, even though it took him 3 rounds, but he got his faculties back and his mind back, and he did what he got to do. So he's been battle tested. He been down on the ground. We know he went through adversity. He been through that. But as far as his skills, I mean, the dude ain't that good, bro. No heavyweight is that great, but as far as him, he's robotic, he's stiff. Combination seems to come out the same. Everything is predicated on his size advantage over people. I'm not talking about too much of height and length of his arms, and just basically him being a real bronzy guy, real big, large guy. It helps close the distance on guys. And that's going to be an issue for Joseph Parker. But, stamina's an issue with him. I guess a real issue. And also the unknown about him only weighing 240, 243, even though he said he's not going to come in as smaller. It sounds like he's going to change his mind and come in larger than we thought than what was reported. I think he feels a little more secure and stronger at 250. And I think that's what he's going to come in at because he said he ain't going to lose no weight for Parker. So I don't think he feels comfortable at 240, 243, whatever is being reported he was at. But for Parker, He does. He's a middle of the road type of guy. He does a lot of things good, but nothing really great, in my opinion. He looks fantastic hitting the bag and hitting the pass. When he getting in the ring, it just don't translate. Just like he's a fish out of water, just struggling versus guys that he should be blowing out the water, in my opinion. But he got a good understanding of what he want to do, but he just don't have the ability to do it when it comes to ringing the bell, and that's where I'm drawing my line at right there. He did a lot of talking. You gonna lead him to this fight, and the talkers really overtook a lot of people about this fight. A lot of fans are getting engaged and thinking it's going to be a great fight. But like I said, neither one of these guys are that good. No heavyweight in the world is that good. Whether to compare them with the welterweights or compare them to some of the light heavyweights or some of the middleweights or the featherweights, that's not the type of skill level you're going to get. You're going to get the 2018 skill level of fighters, and it's going to be a good fight. I think somebody's going to get stopped. I believe unless Joseph Parker chin is godly, like they're being reported, but I don't see anybody on his resume that I really see like, damn, okay, he tested his chin. So pretty much his weaknesses is that he don't have no real strong strengths. People say he's a big guy, but when he get in the ring, he just looks so much smaller than certain opponents. It's not all about weight, it's about body frame. His body frame is gonna be tough for him. He struggled with fury in his movement. And he won't have to deal with that because Joshua don't really have no movement. So it'll be interesting to see the approach he takes to beat Joshua. I'll give a little game plan real quick. I think for him, it's going to have to be turning Joshua and keep attacking him at different angles, which Parker's feet is good enough to do that. He can't just come down the middle, straight down the pipe. Sometimes he got to step over to the right and left and let some hooks go, some straight right hands go. Lead off with some hooks, work up and down a little bit, work down, but enough to maybe jab to the body and come over the top with a right or come down the middle with a right. He got to change it up. And I think he should put Joshua on the back foot, in my opinion. Keep coming downhill and coming at different angles, feinting, keep your head moving and kind of, box this guy. He's real stiff and kind of be elusive and hit and don't be hit and take him late and really step up the pace late and then, start to go for the chin check. In my opinion, that should be his game plan because most of these UK European guys can't box on the back foot, and Anthony Joshua is no exception. He's not as comfortable as on the front foot compared to the back foot. He's not comfortable at all. I think Parker needs to continue to come downhill on him at different angles, turn him. Don't let him be aggressive and come downhill. Parker must be first at all times and set the pace high and make this guy miss and then counter him sometimes and sometimes be first. It's just about mixing it up. If he's able to do that, he'll be able to hit the jackpot on Anthony Joshua chin sooner or later, especially with a little body work, a jab to the body and then coming down the middle. He'll be able to get him out of there, in my opinion. But for Joshua, I believe for him is to be aggressive, use your jab, and come downhill, be the aggressor, cut the ring off on the guy. Try to get him in close corners and rip him to the head, throw a body shot here or there. And I think it's for him is to put Parker on the back foot and put him in, wear Parker out. Just with his size and strength and it just the mental with the mix with the physical pressure on his mind with you coming for bad intention with your punches and kind of change speeds on punches for Joshua too because I think sometimes he throw a lot of heavy shots and I think that kind of tires him out. Sometimes just touch him. And then you change speed and throw the hard stuff, But be aggressive and come downhill on Joseph Parker. Make him use unnecessary movement. Just with you coming forward behind your jab, a little bit of head movement, and then just drop bombs on him when you close in corners. And then I think you eventually will stop Joseph Parker. I think the latter part is going to happen. I think Joshua's eventually going to just walk Parker down and break him down. I really don't see Joseph Parker having a chance in this fight. But I think he has somewhat a chance because Joshua ain't that good as well. And, this is just a good fight. It's a really, really good fight that could turn into a great fight. But I just see Anthony Joshua pulling off about a eighth round knockout, in my opinion. I'm going to say a knockout in 8, just off of him pressuring Parker getting tired, and then him just tenderizing the meat through the fight, and then finally, breaking it apart, knocking him out, in my opinion. I just don't see any promise in Joseph Parker in this fight. I think he loses his belt. AJ had a third one, 8th round knockout.